Nick Nation, stand up. We're back. So check this out. You know, a lot of things grind my gears. A lot of things me off nowadays. You know, that's why I have you guys behind me. The whole Nick Nation. The whole Nick Nation movement's behind me. We're starting out small. We're starting out strong. And we're going to the moon. Not like the fake moon landings back in the day. Real moon landing with the Nick Nation. So something that's been me off lately, actually for a while right now, has been I love Europe, right? But Europe's not what Europe was, right? My family goes back to Greece, and my family's they're like, what's going on in Greece? There's not any more Greek people. It's going down the window. It's going down the shit. That's what's happening, right? When I go to China, I want to see Chinese people. Standard. I go to Bolivia. I want to see Bolivians. When I go to Thailand, I want to see Thai. If I go to Haiti, I want to see Haitians. That's what it is. America's different. It's a melting pot. I'm not going to get into that. But when I go to England, right, I think England is one of my favorite countries of all time, right? From food, even though a lot of people hate it, from food, culturally, importance in the world. But you go and it's like you're living in a third world country now. The prime minister, the president who runs London, England, everything ruined England. England is nowadays, right? England's going down the gutter. England sucks. I have a clip. Well, it's not a clip, but I want to show you guys this really quick. What did it say, Dad? Could you read it? Because I can't read from that far.
It says, he snatched a British on her way to school and blank her. Listen to her cries when the woman rescues her. This is horrific. You'll be arrested and charged with a hate crime in the UK for posting this, by the way.
So I'm going to break this down. And it's very, like I said, Republicans have failed me and Democrats have failed me. It is the same head of the same snake. Essentially. Do I think there's some good leaders that come from them to try to break the barrier? Yeah. I think JFK did an amazing job at breaking that barrier and it took him out. I think Trump was doing a good job of breaking that barrier and then I don't know what happened and now he lost people. So I think it's the same head of the same snake. So that's why I really don't align myself with either one of them at the moment. I'm going to word this correctly. I think immigration is an important thing, right? Now, what's happening in America with ICE, I don't condone. I think some of it's fine, some of it's not. You shouldn't be in airports waiting. If there's a civilian not doing anything but making money for their family and, you know, they're not criminals and they're just living day-by-day lives and actually supporting our environment and our economy and just doing good things for us. Hey, did they come in here illegally? Yeah. But let them stay. They're not doing anything wrong. Now they're criminals. Different story. Send them out. That's where I stand on that. But one thing about European countries, besides Poland, I think Poland's doing a phenomenal job, is they're letting anyone in. You can't do that. That's like saying, I run a nightclub, right? I run a nightclub, but I'm going to let anyone in my nightclub. You can't do that. You have to pat them down. Are they bringing anything in they shouldn't be bringing in? Are they of age? What are they doing here? You have to bring people, whether you like it or not, everything has safety procedures. A nightclub has safety procedures. A water park has safety procedures. Everything has a safety procedure you have to follow. They didn't do it in London, in England. They let everybody in England. England, everyone's in England. Because England is turning to something it was never before. I forgot in what city in England. They're literally housing, right? They're housing illegals, and not the good ones, the criminals, right? My parents came here. My parents are immigrants. They're housing illegal criminals based on tax dollars of the British people. What the are you doing? How is that fair? That's how you're everyone off. The English government cares more about an illegal immigrant from a third world poor village, and it's not like they're like, you know, early teens or 20s or early that, you know, you can educate them how to live in your society, but it's middle-aged people who are never going to adapt to where you're going to. You can't expect a 40-year-old man or woman coming from a third world poor village who uses pots and pans to drink water, the same pans they in, to adapt to your customs and your way of living, it's never gonna happen. It's the saying you can't teach old dog new tricks. It doesn't work. It doesn't happen, right? And then you speak about this in England, right? If you spoke about this in England and put it on online anywhere with anything with a digital footprint, you're going to get knocks on your door saying that's a hate crime. Hate crimes, I don't believe in that shit, right? Now, it's yeah, does hate crimes, right? Because pieces of shit, they hate everybody who's not the Aryan race. Sure, that's a hate crime, but we can all just justify that is a hate crime. That commits hate crimes. But if you're posting this online saying, hey, this guy came to England and did something diabolical to a young English because in their countries you can do it and get away with it, that is not a hate crime. That is a reality we're living in, that you're letting all these people in without any sort of background check, and they're ruining your country. And your own people hate you. Why do you think they're leaving their country? Because they can't stay there. Same thing going on in Canada. Canada's going down the immigration's cool, yeah, but you have to have some sort of control. Like, what's happening in Canada? The housing market's horrible in Canada. Rent's going up, owning's going up. Canadians aren't even owning houses anymore. They're letting it happen. But the funny thing is, the people are talking. Everyone's saying something. But guess who's not? The government. Justin Trudeau. Justin Trudeau came, let all these people in. Now he's in space with Katy Perry. Why is it okay to send a police officer to someone posting that in England, but you will not take that guy and deport him or put him in jail for life? The English government would rather go to someone's house and arrest them or give them a fine for freedom of speech and telling people what's going on with their country. I think bring back the British Tea Party. Revolt, right? Not in a violent way. What do English people like now? Crumpets? And throw them out the river. Do the same thing we did in America. Throw the tea out the Boston River when we started getting taxed too much. That's what's happening. America's missing a backbone. Back in the day when the government ran over American citizens, America would revolt. And America would stand up and America would tell you, shut up. We run you. We pay your salaries. Our taxes do that. But everyone's so now. You think a sign outside of Rodeo Drive does anything? You think a sign in downtown Miami does anything? No, I laugh. I look at you and I laugh. That doesn't work. It's not about being violent, right? Because I don't think violent protests work. Like when people are looting and doing all this to small businesses, that doesn't work.
I'm also going to go for the contrasting screen. 7 out of 10? 8 out of 10?
I mean, I'm eating more. I'm going to upgrade it to an 8 out of 10 for Crunchwrap Spring.
Thank you to the workers who made this. We celebrate with some Bahamas.
Next item. Are you going with the fork knife?
You know what? No. Let's do it.
Let's do it the New York way here.
Here we go.
Cheers.
Mm.
Okay.
And after all...
Could you pause this, sucker? I think Mayor Mandami is by far one of the worst leaders we have ever had. I think he's the biggest psyop who fooled every New Yorker in this country, right? If you're not born in this country, you should not run for anything in public office. I'll take it a step farther. If you are not a Christian, if you're not a Catholic, you should not run for anything in this country either. That's like me running for supreme leader of Iraq. So if you're not born here and don't have our same beliefs, you can't run in office. I think everyone has their own psyop. I think a lot of American politics right now are a bunch of psyop. What's Mandami gonna do? Free groceries? No, it doesn't work. This socialist mindset doesn't work. Go to Cuba. Order Uber Eats. Oh, they don't have Uber Eats in Cuba. Go get a Nintendo. Oh, they don't have a Nintendo in Cuba. You had a beautiful campaign funded by millions of dollars, living in New York where everything's already expensive, ordering your Uber Eats at night, getting your lattes, getting your vegan food, and guess what? You're trying to push a socialist agenda. It doesn't make sense and it doesn't work. And I think Mandami is going to take New York and destroy it. Now, do I believe that a president can make the country socialist? No. So when people say, oh, you had to vote for him so our country can become socialist, that will never happen. Our country will never become socialist. our country would never go that way. It won't happen. Now, could they adapt socialist views or dictator views or whatever? Yeah, that can happen, right? You can start implicating that in people's day-to-day lives. But other than that, it's like what happened the other day. It was in New York and no trash was coming. They were protesting. Well, Mandami, do something about it. So it says French student pulls a gun on his teacher, right? And this is where I'm saying two things. We have to start listening to the and putting money in mental health. Stop sending our money to poor villages across the world. I don't care. I don't care if Papua New Guinea has no running water. I don't give a shit. I don't care if Costa Rica needs a new road for their horses. I don't care. Put money, and this goes for them. I'm talking like if I was a French citizen. Put money into your country, right? I went there for a tour. Someone tried to sell me something in the Eiffel Tower section. I'm like, bro, leave me the fuck alone. Like, you're annoying. And they all look the same. It's all a bunch of people that came there illegally, no background check. And hey, guess what? They might rob me. But can they? No, because I'll beat the dog shit out of them. I'm leaving it there. If that were to ever happen. Nick Nation approves Poland. I love that country. Poland is a beautiful country, and your president is doing an A1 job of protecting that shit. But yeah, stop being a boomer. Stop giving your money out. Stop letting people invade your country. Stop putting censorships in England. Once again, why are you censoring the English people? But God forbid, the heinous criminals who are committing all these crimes. Oh no, it's okay. You don't know any better. No, it's not okay. Send them back. They have nothing in their country. Cool, send them there. Papua New Guinea is a failing country. I see it. Shout out to people of Papua New Guinea. But the president's that country up. How do they have a Bentley and all these fast cars in a country that can't even have roads? Send these criminals somewhere. The Australian people are the English people are but no one cares. And what's happening in Australia right now? My friend called me from Australia. It cost him $180 to fill up a car the size of a Ford Focus. Because Google the governor of Australia, Panisi, what's his name? Albanese, something. Albanese, that's his name. Albanese sucks. Albanese is single-handedly ruining Australia. And I'm pretty much Australian. Albanese is ruining the great country of Australia, and everyone's telling him, but no one gives a f***. No one gives a f*** in the Australian government. The Australian people are speaking out right now, and no one's saying anything. Oh, we got to protect our criminals and we got to protect the illegals. Get them out of there. What the f*** are you doing? You took an oath to your country to protect your country and your people. And by not supporting what the Australian people are saying in masses, you are failing and not doing your due diligence as a member of Congress, office, whatever the f*** you want to call it over there. Man up. Get these people out of there. Except the Asian. I know one Asian, and he's not even Asian. He's Americanized Asian. So Americanized ruined him, but I only know one Asian, and he's Americanized. Every other Asian, I love Asians, brother. They're not creepy. They do good business. You can bargain with them for prices. They make great food. They don't smell like shit. They have good cigs. Now, do they bring in like illegal fish and fruits through the border? Yeah. You tell an Asian he's Indian, he's gonna tell you, shut the f*** up. It's like saying Russia's Asian. Well, Russia is so big that it expands to Asia territory. And that's why, like, when you go more like Eastern Russian, you have slanted eyes because, it happens like that. But we keep the Asians in Australia. I love them. And you're going to clip all that, Dad. I love the Asians. You keep them. They're amazing. But Albanese, other than the Asians, kick everyone out. Fix your country. Kick everyone out. Keep the Asians. They rule. Right? I just don't get it. Nick Nation, that was beautiful. Listen, Albanese, listen to your people. The French president, off. English president, off. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Let's make shit good again. I'm over it. Nick Nation out.